Copyright disclaimer. All right. For the algorithm, we are showing the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. And yeah, let's hit it. Boom. And my light just went out. Shall we fix it? Nah, let's keep it going for now. Might just pop back on. You never know. Anyway, little intro there. New little intro with some AI action. Slapped it together on the fly. Slapped the fly on the quick. And yeah, we were pre-recorded. It's all good. It's a little late to go live, I think. Who knows? We might have a few people hanging out. And they may not all be into Bigfoot. Anyway, let's activate our camera here. Boom. Cool. All right. Got that going. Kind of want to go mess with the light. But I think we're pretty lit up here. I'm lit. That's for sure. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Hey. Yeah, what do we have going in my Bigfoot world? What's going on in your Bigfoot world? I want to know. Don't forget you could drop comments. Yeah, I like to read your comments and get feedback as well, and then give you my feedback. And yeah, I want to get into it tonight. Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. So, I don't know, the past few days, there's been some things that have come up very interesting in my world. Recently, I've been talking about my sightings a lot more. I had two that I talk about, both out of Humboldt County. And even recently, what was it, on Squatch and Holler? We spoke about it, got in pretty deep on that interview there. And I thank them, thank you, whoever watched, for having me on. Yeah. Appreciate that. That was a good show there. And yeah, so I mentioned the sightings there, and what's interesting, actually, both locations. One was in the southern part of the county, and the other in the northern part of the county. The one in the southern part is interesting because it was up in the hill on private land, but down from that hill and a little south on Highway 101 is this gift shop. We've been talking about all these reports that have been coming out of there. We've been touching on it on the live streams, and I think there's one for sure particular where we went in depth and talked about other things that happened in that area. And so for me, that was like, it's pretty close. It's not far away. So somewhat validation for me, that there's something going on in that area still. And even when you go further north throughout the county. I've talked about different areas that I've checked out in the past and found interesting things. You can see all that in previous videos, especially a lot of the old ones, especially when I lived in the area. Now we got to travel, like 16, 15, 16 hours and get back up there. But we've been doing it lately. And actually, this weekend we called off a trip. I won't get into it much. But yeah, there was a storm coming into the area. I think several storms. So we called it off. Better to play it safe. But it's all good because we were just there 2 months ago, back in July. So there's more videos that I'm working on that we will be dropping from that trip. And there's one out now if you haven't seen it already. When you check out the channel, if you check out the channel, it should be there. It's the featured video. Peep it out. Got a pretty good response from it, from my eyes. And yeah, so be sure to smash that thumbs up. Get it to 100. Yeah, unfortunately that was uploaded at a very low quality, and I think it was due to the program I was using, software. I uploaded it directly from there. I think I should have downloaded it to my laptop and then uploaded it from there. But anyway, I'm learning. It's all good. And so we got a second part and a third part to that coming out. And just to show you, I'm not, because I always talk about things and put them in the back burner, and eventually I get to them. But let's see. Yeah, we could pull it up. And let's go here. Could I change my... We're going to try this first. I'll change screens. Boom. Hopefully that made me into a little circle there. On the lower thirds, is that? And then we're going to open this up. Let's see. Open up my iMovie. That's what I'm using at the moment. Let's see. Could we close this? Or could we go side by side? Oh, that didn't work. Anyway, I think you could see that there. And if you look over here, we got about an hour in. I shaved off a bunch of it. It was like an hour and who knows how much. It was a whole lot. So been chopping a whole lot. And it's kind of sad how much I would imagine a lot of these filmmakers and content creators chop out a lot of stuff. Who knows? Maybe we could share that at some point. And we will close this now. Let's see, how do we do that? Oh, here we go. Stop sharing. Boom. And hopefully these different layout screens are working, because I noticed last time they weren't really working. At one point they did Riverside FM, which is what I'm using here, has set up some new things. And, I haven't been going live too often, so I'm a little rusty, but... And then, so you got to go, record or go live to figure these things out. At least I do. And here we go. So yeah, back to the sightings. There was one in particular in the northern part of the county, Trinidad, California. And it was an interesting one. It was road cross, tall, dark. It was just like a black silhouette, very thin built, but very tall. I've talked about it a lot walking across the road really quick. I didn't see it completely cross the road, but where I figured it was going to be, there was nothing there. It drops down into it's a bunch of redwood trees there and stuff. It drops down and eventually it'll take you to the beach of Trinidad there. And what was it? Maybe a few years after that had happened. Yeah, several years after. I noticed on the BFRO there was a few sightings there. And also in one of Dave Paulides' books, might be the Hoopa Project, might be Tribal Bigfoot. But he talks about some reports out of Trinidad there where Bigfoot, Sasquatch was seen swimming across some of the rocks there in the area, supposedly, possibly eating like seabird eggs. And there's other reports from there. And then I came across a BFRO report, and it was from like 2013 or something like that. And it was these ladies right in that area also driving on a adjacent road to 101. And I had my sighting on 101 leaving Trinidad, heading southbound on 101. And these ladies were on an adjacent road. And I think it's a road I know because someone I lived with in the southern part of the county who had property down there, lived with them several years. They actually had a house in Trinidad. So I was familiar with the area, and this particular road, when they described it in the report, I figured it's this particular road that takes you through these residential areas along the side of the 101 freeway. And they had a road cross sighting as well, which I was like, whoa. When I read that, I was like, man, that's right in the area there. And again, all these different reports. I had my sighting. And again, it was just black, a big, tall, black, thin silhouette walking across the highway, which was weird. And then recently, I've been, binge watching Flash of Beauty's channel, great Bigfoot channel on YouTube. And I was checking out some of the older videos, and this one was from about a year back, and this lady is describing, and they titled it Sasquatch. And I always found it interesting because, we're along the coast there, and there is reports, and I was finding a lot of structures along the beach, made of driftwood and stuff like that in these areas where these reports are happening. So I found that interesting. And so anything beach related and stuff like that, or ocean related with Bigfoot, I find it super interesting. So Sasquatch, decided to check it out. And this lady describes, she's in Northern California, and she describes Huda Point. And I was like, well, where is, it kind of rang a bell, but I wasn't sure. And then I had to double check things, and I did. And I was like, bam, there it is. And so I want to show you. So maybe you've seen this video already, but let's pull it up so you have an idea what we're talking about here. And it is, let's see, we'll go ahead and pull up my channel because I did share that one out in the posts. And there it is there. Let's see. Head on over to the posts. This was several days ago. There it is. April Lynn is her name. And Sasquatch question. And so peep that out, and we'll take a look also. I got Googly Earth also pulled up, and we'll have a look around the area, try to pinpoint some spots. And it was just, to me, it was just like, whoa, like head exploded. So super cool. We'll dive into that a little bit and then get into some other things actually from the area also. So kind of we're going down this hole here. Not sure if it's a rabbit hole, but we'll find out. Let's pull up the map and have a look. Hope everyone's doing well out there. How's everybody doing? Yeah, we'll be hopefully premiering this today. I'll say today. We're almost at midnight here. There it is. And could we put me in the mix? Hopefully it's putting me down here and you're not just seeing the map. I seen that was happening last time. But I got the picture circle. And here's Google Maps. And then you can see the pinpoint, hopefully there. Huda Point Beach / Camel Rock. And I was like, oh, yeah, Camel Rock for sure. And actually, Camel Rock came up in one of the Can I Missing David Politis videos years back because there was a young lady who lived in the area and actually made her way, and it was a stormy night. I remember this. And Camel Rock is right off of Highway 101 also. So they got, let's see. And they don't really show it there, but it's off to one side of the freeway. Like it's right off the freeway, unless they call another rock on the beach there, Camel Rock also. But yeah, she was found at the bottom of the rock. And they don't know how she ended up like that. And then it turned to a possible criminal thing, but I don't know if anyone was ever charged for that. Her, I think, boyfriend at the time, some things came up, but yeah, sad situation there. That was just right above the another 411 incident, and I don't think that one was particularly 411 because I spoke to locals, and I don't know, they just had a different view of things. But right under that was the Arcata Marsh incident. We got into that. That was a weird one because, yeah, it was 3 guys, and I think they might have been foreigners. I don't think they weren't local, that's for sure. But they were camping along the marsh, which I don't know if you're allowed to do. And they were partying, and one guy ended up missing. And they sent out a search party and everything, and his parents even came out. His dad was actually the one who found him. We got into that. That was kind of a weird one, but who knows, being really close to water like that and partying, you never know. Could have just been an accident, but yeah, he was just found thick in thick bushes in the water too. Yeah, I think it's a little weird on that particular case. But anyway, heading further up, you have Trinidad, and I lived right there in West Haven. Let's see if we could take this off of screen there. See West Haven, Moonstone. You got Moonstone Beach in the area there, Luffenholtz Beach, Topona Point. And so let's see if we could zoom in a little more. Excuse me for having to clear my throat. Do have something to drink here. There's Huda Cove. And so you can see there's some residential areas there. Very nice. Airbnbs. Actually, I had a buddy come by the shop. He was like, his son used to go to school up there. and they went up recently just to get an Airbnb, hang out in Trinidad for a few days. Let's see. Let's zoom out. See if we can actually find Trinidad. Okay, that's gonna be up here. All right, there's Trinidad. And I found some interesting stuff along the beaches here. And then over here, there's like an underpass. This is where the freeway on ramp and off ramp are. And this brings you into town. And then back over here, this road is like a back road. And it'll take you down into West Haven. And so my incident happened, I would say, somewhere along here. And it dropped down into these woods here. And if you keep going down into these woods, you end up at the beach here. And I found interesting stuff all along the beaches here too. And that rock incident report, I would imagine it's somewhere around here. There's a bunch of rocks around here. There's also been reports further north. Let's see if we can zoom out. Because we got a couple, and these reports you can find on BFRO. Where else? A few different databases. Let's see. Keep going up 101 there a bit. And then you have the lagoons. There's Big Lagoon. I don't know if this one here. There's the Little Lagoon too. Big Lagoon, Little Lagoon, Dry Lagoon. There's another one further up here, I believe. Let's see. Here we go. Stone Lagoon. The reports, some of the reports have them inside of the lagoon, in the water. And so so while we're up here, let's keep going up because there's an interesting town here, the town of Oric. There's Oric, California. And so Oric, I don't know, let's see if you could see the road here, but one of these roads along Oric, I would imagine maybe this one here. It looks gnarly. Might not be it, but one of these roads is Bald Hills Road, which I took for the first time on my way back this time, and I really enjoyed it. Seen a cinnamon bear, my first cinnamon bear, cinnamon cub. It was a little one on that road. And if you take that road in, it'll lead you out towards, I believe it's Wichipec, spits you out there, and it's right on the 96. And you're right in the Bluff Creek area. So, a message there. Yeah, let's see if we can zoom out here. So you see Wichipec. There's Oric there. And down here's Wichipec. So a little bit north, somewhere between Martin's Ferry. Let's see. Where would Bluff Creek be? It's the Klamath River there. Right, probably be somewhere around this area. Something to keep in mind, Do they go to the coast and then go inland? I think so. Why not? And look at all that space in between there. And so a lot of reports in that Trinidad area. And for me, again, it was just checking out that video was confirmation again for myself. So we'll keep an eye out, and anyone listening who's had any weird stuff happen in that area, we'd like to know. And yeah, even the surrounding areas, there's so many reports. It's a trip. Uh Something about Humboldt County. And of course the surrounding counties as well get their reports. All right, thank you, Google. uh and so that led me also to a recent video. We make ourselves big here again. A recent video put out by MK Davis. Yes. And MK, I respect him. He's been around a long time. It's been, of course, the work on the stabilization of the Patterson film, and just a lot of breakdowns, different videos. And so I followed his work a long time, respect him, respect his work. And the recent video he put out was fascinating. And it gets into the little lock that Patty has. And we're talking about the Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot, Patty Bigfoot. And he was pointing out in this video, in previous videos, he's done it too, but he did it again this time. And he's pointing out the little dread. Dread came to mind. I got dreadlocks. So, and he was calling it a braid at first. And from what I remember, he was mentioning about the lock. Ended up calling it, I forget what they called it, but it was a particular, but he used the word, I think, lock too. And that a native person that he spoke to, and I don't know, he didn't mention who or where they're from. And I find that interesting. I'd like to know if they were local or not, but because I would imagine, and I know that certain tribes have certain beliefs and have their ways depending on where you are, and there's just different customs from people to people. And but anyway, he said that they shared some information about that particular braid or lock, and what it meant or what it could mean. And he gets in even deeper into the significance again of the braid and the area once again they're in, or they were in. And we've talked about different peoples in that area: the Hoopa, the Yurok, the Kruks, and again, the Willow Creek Museum is revamping their museum and starting to put a lot more of the native peoples, or I never know what to call it. Some people like to be called this or that. I'll just say the locals. More of their stories, their past stories into the museum. So that's really cool. I can't wait. I was already checking some of that stuff out, and they were in the process of revamping all that. So you could check out the China Flat Willow Creek Bigfoot Museum. Say what's up to the homie Eric there. And yeah, check out their little Bigfoot section there as well. There's some cool stuff to check out. We always try to stop by when we're in the area. I always talk about having my lunch breaks there. I was working in the area. And yeah, so that area there's certain areas that are sacred to a lot of the people there. And they talk about the different things just and even as of late I've been hearing a lot more of the locals there talking on podcasts. And it's more than Bigfoot. They talk about the little people and different things. Even I've spoke to locals one like Brother Inker, and he's broken down a lot of stuff that blew my mind at the time, and now it makes a lot more sense. At the time, I took time to process what he was sharing with me. I couldn't, I was like, whoa, he's talking about certain hills being like dragons and stuff like that, and just amazing stuff. And it's super cool that he shared that. And he recently, I talked about this also, we were able to find him on this July trip. And so the homie Jonathan Easley, Western Bigfoot Explorations, can't wait to check out what he has, because we spent some time with Inker, and he shared quite a bit with us. So stay tuned for that. And so yeah, these sacred areas, and again, talking to Inker, he gets into all that. And while we're on that topic, there's also a recent, let's see, a recent, and it's on YouTube too, because I found it. I found this online, happened to be surfing online and ran into this. And let's see. And this is NorCal, Southern Oregon, but we do all of Cali, we do all of Oregon, we do it anywhere we can. And yeah, I ran into this. This was fascinating. It got my attention really quick. And it's Oregon Experience OPB, and it's Guardian of the Land. And I started watching it today. It was awesome. This is new. You can find it on YouTube if you look up OPB and Guardian of the Land. I will be sharing it on the posts as well, so you can check there if it makes it easier to find. And I watched about half of it today. It was just awesome. I'll probably be watching the rest of it after this. But again, it gets into the spiritual aspect of Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and really good stuff. Again, coming out of Oregon, the Pacific Northwest, and which again relays with some of the information that MK Davis got and was sharing on that video. So I recommend you checking that out. And let's see. For those that may not know who MK is or what his channel is, we'll pull that up as well. He actually, oh yeah, there it is, all aboard. He actually just dropped a video earlier tonight, and I just checked that out as well. And it's getting back into the whole massacre theory of Patty Bigfoot, the blood puddle that he's been pointing out, and several other things he mentioned. Yeah, hopefully you caught the train this time. That's pretty loud. But who knows? This mic has been good about keeping some of the background noise out, so that's also a plus. But I wish you could hear the train. And so, yeah, the whole massacre theory, I still question. The blood puddle, I question. Again, I respect him highly. I wouldn't mind hanging out. And the thing is also, what comes to mind off the bat is there's a dispute with the actual location of the recording of where Patty walked, and his location is different than the one we go to. So let's see here. Let's share his channel. And with that being said, I think pointing out that area of the puddle, because he's saying it's not the creek. When you look at the location that we go to, the creek and where Roger supposedly was filming, the creek is right behind him. So it kind of would make sense that it would be the creek in my eyes at the moment. And so here it is, Green Wave 2010 FB. You can see the latest videos there. There's one an hour ago, and the one I was talking about earlier was yesterday. So you can see that one a day ago. And this one from a day ago I thought was amazing. And it's just it puts again emphasis on that area and just how special it is. And I look at it with, you know, those eyes. I know there's a lot more going on. I've recently had that strange light behind my tent experience there at Laos Camp. And you could check that out on the video that's featured on my channel. Um, yeah, very strange incident and experience there. And so I know there's a lot more going on than Bigfoot in that area. People have talked about other stuff. I talked about the apparition some of our friends have had there of the Native American woman. Uh, there's the phantom voices at Laos Camp, which could be the creek, but who knows? You know, some of it could be maybe some, what do you call that? The almost like, disembodied voices or just things like that. The strange lights that we've seen, these red flickering lights this time around. And others have had some strange happenings there. And of course, Bigfoot sightings. There was the recent one of the rock being thrown from up above to some kids that were in the creek. They were down in the creek, and I kind of show you that area. Well, I show you that area in that video that I'm talking about. Again, featured on. Let's see. I'll give you the title if I remember. It's High Strangeness at Bluff Creek, I believe it is. Is it Bigfoot? And yeah, you know, and for some of us, some of that strange stuff doesn't happen. And some of these people have been going there a long time. Um, we talked about the sleep paralysis episodes Tate had, and who else was it? I almost got sucked into an episode. Uh, Homeboy from he's also part of Flash of Beauty channel. Actually, him and his girl were in the Bluff Creek area just a few months ago. Also, I think it was just soon after we were there, and yeah, they had some weird stuff going on. So for sure, there is weird stuff happening in that area still. Some people just haven't experienced it, and we are trying to document it as best as possible, bring it forth. What else we got? Yeah, so no beef with MK at all. You know, just I got some questions too. He was talking about there's a lot of stuff. He was talking about machinery being down in the area, and that what I got from it is that he was saying that I guess they maybe buried them on the spot there after they were taken out. I don't know. Did Patty get away? Uh, yeah, he's saying that they used machinery, I guess, to bury them there. And if that's the case, then should there be bones there? Uh, and Patty, if they were already buried there and there was the blood puddle and she was walking away from that, um, I guess was she hiding? And they got done with the burying and everything, and then she popped out and they popped the camera out and started recording. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Uh, Maybe I need to watch the video, and I probably will watch that video again just to see if I missed anything. But yeah, I was a little confused there with some of the information. But yeah, again, he's been doing it a long time, and but again, we have people that are locals and have talked to people as well, have videos with people. Actually, he was showing a video with, because he got to do an interview with, could I remember his name? I should know. Al Hodgson. And what is it? Steve Strufer also has, he owned Bigfoot books in Willow Creek for a while there. And so I'm sure he got a lot of information come across his way, and he got to interview. He did several parts. Forget how many parts it is. Interview with Al Hodgson, and so yeah, I recommend that, checking that out too. His version of things, and yeah, just so much comes up with the topic. What else? There's a few other things that he's been bringing up that are just and it gets my attention not only because that's our current area of for Bigfoot. And I got other areas throughout the county too, but that's our main spot there. And yeah, you hear different things from different people. And some of the information I hear from, some of my friends when we're there, and every year I learn more and more. I don't claim to know everything that happened there. There's so much. Uh yeah, and he says like, it's I believe it too that it's not all just one film. It's parts that's been put together, and there's a lot that's missing in it. Yes, speaking of missing, again, Jonathan Easley, we were, and big up to Tate Hieronymus and all the people involved with the online, what was it, 50, is it the 58th anniversary of the Patterson film over at Tate Hieronymus's channel? I think they're streaming it on several channels also. But they had, who did they have there? Emily LeFleur, uh, Ron Reed, who did an awesome presentation. Nikki Cologne from Sasquatch Secrets, RPG. Yeah, big up RPG. Uh, who else was there? Am I missing someone? I feel like I am. Hopefully it'll come to me. But yeah, round of applause to them. Yeah, that was fun and pretty cool. Oh yes, Steve Coles. Yeah, the Squatch detective was also there. So that's you know quite a lineup, and it was good to hear from Ron because Ron is just so low key. He's been a lot of places, done a lot of solo stuff, and mentioning solo, uh, Tate put me in touch with Mike Wanders. Yeah, Mike Wanders. Yeah, y'all know Mike Wanders? Check out Mike Wanders on YouTube. He does a lot of solo stuff. He does solos at Bigfoot hotspots. He's done Bluff Creek by himself. He's done the Freeman site by himself. He's gone up into, I think it was Vancouver Island. I think it was. Was it? Yeah, yeah, somewhere up there. He'd be going everywhere solo, dolo. It's amazing. That takes big cojones. Yeah, it's hardcore. So it was cool to actually speak to Mike. And actually, we were supposed to be meeting up at Bluff Creek this time, but he didn't make it out. Hopefully next time. And yeah, hopefully a new friend there. Yeah, we were getting along pretty good. Chatted a little bit, and we got each other's number, and we'll be in contact. So salute to you, Mike Wanders. And yeah, thanks, Tate. And so let's see, Tate here. Let's see, had that going on, and then also in the chat, it got interesting because we had someone. Tate had texted me. He was like, "Hey man, can you get in the chat? We got trolls."
We got trolls.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I jumped in there. And yeah, someone was leaving some really rude comments about Mr. Gimlin. And who knows if it's true or not, but I had never heard that stuff. And yeah, so we had to chop up a few trolls. And then we also had, who was it? He was actually working with MK Davis. And I don't know what happened. I've been watching some of these videos lately, and I'm just a little confused with some of the relationships going on. So it could be that there was a falling out there. I'm not sure, but you know, it's the vibe I'm getting, and hopefully it's not the case. But yeah, this guy put out some new work with the Patterson film, and he was working with MK on it. And I don't know what their status is at the moment, but yeah, he was up in the chat, and forgive me, it takes a little bit to download names, files, I'll say. You know me. Oh, yeah, good. It's not showing up. There it is. Got my little creature there. And it's a Todd. The last name is coming. Anyway, but yeah, no, he gave me a compliment on the video too that I keep talking about. I appreciate it. It was cool that and then also Mike Wanders mentioned about checking out some of the videos, and so yeah, that's right on. I appreciate that. We're getting, working on things and, seeing what sticks and trying different formulas and never the right formula. It's always something new and different and yeah, trying to figure it out. But Todd Gatewood, there it is.
Mr. Todd Gatewood to the office.
Yep. And yeah, so just a lot of conversation, a lot of point of views on the Patterson film on that online conference. Got to hold more online conferences like that. Actually, Tate invited me to the one previous year, so that was cool. And we were on with Emily, which I was honored. And it'd be cool to hit the field with her. We need some more. And there is quite a bit, we were talking about Flash of Beauty. Congratulations to the Blondes and Booze ladies. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, they were on Flash of Beauty also. And there's a few other people that are friends and people I've known. Actually, the first person to I think I ever did interview with was like Christopher Noel. He was on there, and we got Kip Morrell, who's a good friend. Bluff Creeker. He's been doing his thing, always doing his thing, I'm sure. But it's always fun when we get to hang out and do our thing. Yeah, much love, Kip. Yeah, he was up on there, and yeah, who else? There's some really, really good ones. Even some people I don't know, some people I've been told about. There's one brother, I forget his name, but this brother has been on. I think he was on Salish. It's the same brother that was on Salish Sasquatch. I forget his name, but I've been hearing about him, and he just on Flash of Beauty. You want to talk about data and like changing the game, and man, this dude has something cooking for sure. I don't know if he's, doing the project, but he's got the ideas for sure. He's got the knowledge, the know how, and yeah, it would change the game for sure. Anyway, so what else did we get into here? Yeah, it's super cool. A lot of information coming up from Northern California. A lot of times you don't, hear much, it seems like. But if you dig, it's there. especially if you're out there, you know what's happening. If you're in the right spots. All right. So let's see. I did want to take a look because Bigfoot Society. Yeah, let's call
Jeremiah Byron to the office.
Yep. Yeah, so I was just checking out his website. You know, I'm a moderator on his channel, and I thank you, Jeremiah, for trusting me. Uh, and I'm sure he mentions it, you know, because he posts premiere stuff pretty much daily, and a lot of good, you know, good work there. And I guess he's doing interviews on TikTok. I haven't caught those. I haven't been on the TikTok. Been on a TikTok detox, but I guess he's getting reports over there live, and then he's sharing them also on YouTube. So, let's see. So his website, I was checking it out, and I decided to check it out because it rang a bell when he mentioned that he's got a map there, and I was like, oh yeah, you know how we geek out on maps over here, and we'll take a little look. Actually, the Bigfoot mapping project, which is one of my favorites right now. I see a lot of the guys using it and referring to it, which is super cool. And we dive into it here, and we'll have a look really quick because there is some reports there. You can see, I think there's a possibly a couple in Washington again, yeah, and then one there, and it looks like Northern Oregon. Could be Washington again though. Let's see Houston down here. Another one up in looks like the border of Texas and Louisiana there. What's this down here? We got another one over here. Is that can't see Arkansas. Tennessee again, looks like there. And I can't tell if that's Florida there. Let's do a little zoom action. It's oh yeah, another Florida over here. So it was Alabama, I thought it was. But it's pretty much on the border. Florida and Alabama there. So quite a few reports. Bigfoot mapping project. You know what I was gonna do that I didn't do was over on the BFRO. I was gonna show really quick some of the so there isn't any recently added reports, but we'll go to some of those Trinidad reports that I was mentioning. Let's go sightings by region, California, Humboldt County. And let's see here. Give me 1 second as I scan these reports really quick. All right, right there. So you're going to see, hopefully the arrow's showing up there, but it's October 2006. It's a Class A possible sighting by let's see, I want to say, yeah, motorists besides Highway 101 between Oric and Trinidad. Okay. There's a Bluff Creek one. There's several Bluff Creek ones there. Let's see. There's another Oric one. June 2003, Class B. Couple see large prints near Oric. Oh, where's the other Trinidad? pop it back up, see if I can see a little better. All right. Time for Jeopardy music. We do have it. Darn it. All right, here's another Auric one down here. Bigfoot sighted in Stony Lagoon. We're just showing the lagoons a little earlier. South of Auric, California, by two men camping were so frightened they left in the middle of the night. Sheesh. Where are you, Trinidad? Right here. Road crossing sighting by motorists on Highway 101 while passing lagoon near Trinidad. All right. And I know there's one more. Let's see. Look, this is a kind of ocean related to fishermen right here. Encounter a damp afternoon as a creature crosses road in front of his vehicle. But they could be doesn't mean it has to be ocean fishermen. Could be fishing on the river. Yeah, I don't see the third one, but there is. Oh, here we go. Four witnesses in a vehicle see a probable Sasquatch 1 mile north of Trinidad. Yeah, and that's just we're just reading the titles there off the bat. Hopefully, you're able to see that. Scoot this back up in case. Leave that up for a little bit. But you could go to BFRO, check it out. I'm sure there might be a few more and maybe some from the surrounding areas like Auric. Yeah, I didn't want to forget to show that. And yeah, something about Trinidad. Maybe they like the crab coming in there. Maybe they're out there clamming. There is reports of them uh, collecting kelp from the area. Yeah, trippy. Kelp is good, so you can make some. Maybe they're making kimchi or something with the kelp. Kombu. Yeah, different types of seaweeds. Good stuff. Really good stuff for you. All right. All right. Let's see. Bigfoot Society. Yes, let's not forget about. We did call Jeremiah into the office. I haven't been smashing too many of the sound effects here. Let's see. Again, we're still just getting in the groove here. All right. BigfootSociety.com. Yeah, super cool that they got this going on. There it is. Bigfoot Society. Sure, you can look all the different Apple Podcast, Spotify, Castro. Check out recent episodes. Share your encounter there. Patreon, buy them a coffee. PayPal. Hey, hey. And then let's see here. Sighting map. I have not checked. We're checking this out for the first time here together. And that's cool. It's a worldwide map. Let's see if we can move this over. Whoa, look at all those pinpoints all over the place. And I'm sure they're clickable. Let's give it a shot. Let's go ahead and click one. Can we zoom in? Yes, we could. Look at that. Go to Cali. Oh, poor doggy. Can you hear the dog outside? It's not my dog. It's the neighbor's dog. Let's see here. Let's click this one. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Hoopa. That popped up pretty quick. So you get this whole side panel here that pops up when you click the pinpoints there. Super cool. So interactive map. And there's the report there. I won't be boring you by reading reports tonight. We're about an hour in. That's pretty good. Not too bad. Won't hold you hostage much longer. I'm sure the dog is whining because of that as well. He's like, hurry up. Finish what you're doing. But yeah, so check it out. Make sure to send in your reports. And Jeremiah's been getting a whole lot of Bigfoot reports. It's amazing. Wonder if he gets any Dogman ones. Yikes. So yeah, we'll be diving into this more too. So on report reading night, we'll be pulling up Bigfoot Society's database here. Appreciate that. Thank you, Jeremiah, and good job, man. Keep up the good work. Voila. I swear these screen layouts better be working. Or else we'll be looking extra silly tonight. What else we got? There was a couple other databases I've been pulling up. Also, Bigfoot Encounters is another one, which I think is no longer active. And I think it's been like that for a while. Because I believe it was Bobby Short, the late great Bobby Short's website. And I don't think anyone's keeping that up. But if they are, that's super cool. And I do want to use it. And we have as a source for reports because I'm totally into historical reports as well. Older reports, throwback reports. And if you got reports, let us know. Let's see. You could send them on in. I don't know what happened to our email here. And I have not received any phone calls. I don't think. But there's that number if you ever want to reach out, talk about something. Had a couple people reach out recently. One of them, a subscriber, I would imagine. I don't know how, but he somehow got a hold of me. And we've been chatting and becoming friends. And he recently invited me up to Shasta. It was short notice, so I didn't make it. But he went up and I believe he summited. He was way up there, did his thing. Didn't have anything weird happen, but he had a good time, good vibes, nothing bad, nothing strange. No count offering him the Count of Saint Germain, offering him any strange milky white substance to drink. Let's see what happened to our email. So this is our email here. And again, I haven't been able to check it because I don't know what the heck happened to it. And that's happened to me before. I've lost emails like that. I don't know if it's just me or is that thing that happens. And I don't think it's like hijacked. There was something I did and I needed to use an email. And so I used it. And when I did that, I haven't been able to really check it. So I got to figure that out. Maybe I might have to make a new email. Who knows? That's how things are here. All over the place. We're getting it together. What else did we want to show? Yeah, we got links. If you check the channel, there's different links to things. Do have our little kick there. Anyone on Pilled? We're on Twitch too. Eventually, all those, different platforms. Hopefully, we'll liven them up somehow, some way. Something will happen. Check out our smoke shop, skate shop. If you haven't, let's see, where'd you go? Yeah, Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop, 3925 East Los Angeles. 3925 East Olympic Boulevard, East Los Angeles. Tap in. Yeah, we got skateboards, art supplies, clothing, and more. Spiritual supplies, sage, incenses, Palo Santos. What's this one? Oh, yeah. My spread shop, y'all. You know what? And a big thank you to Barbie Reed. Yeah, I think she was, might have been, well, she's the first one to send me a picture of her merch that she purchased. Yeah, we, check it out. Can you see that? Camera. She got her mug and her slap. Yeah, she got her sticker and her mug now available. Uh, Gosh, this dog needs a walk. Yeah, available on the channel. If you check it out, the mug should pop up in the store section there. I don't know if it's showing up as a shelf, merch shelf, but if not, I have been tagging it on certain videos and posts, and then you should be able to go to the store section on the channel. Yeah, the stores section on the channel, and there should be a link on there that'll take you to the store. And actually, we could take you to the store right now. Now, are we echoing? Anyone hear an echo? You hearing an echo?
Echo, 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 echo.
Whoa, y'all tripping. Okay, let's head to my store. It's not technically my store, but there it is. Hopefully you could see that. And again, the mug should have a link to the store here, and you should be able to check out all the other merch available there. Can y'all see the merch? Yeah, there's handbags, shirts for ladies, hoodies for guys and gals, shirts, slaps and mugs. That's what's up. Yeah, some of you were inquiring about merch. And there it is. As we creep into the holidays, your support is greatly appreciated. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. We had a video shared recently. Let's see, the homie, y'all remember the homie from San Bernardino who talked about like some of the homeless people missing, and he was actually sleeping out of his truck near a wash out there and had this weird, creepy lady like creep up, and he described it. He shared on video, and I don't know if I was showing his face or not. I think I was being a little discreet with that, hiding his identity, but he shared. And then he's popped up on a few of interviews that I've been doing, jumps in the chat, and people have kind of tripped out because one of the times I think I was talking about him, and he was like, "Oh, there he is in the chat," and everyone was like, "Oh man," tripping out. and he recently shared a video. So he's like one of those dudes that always got strange things going on. And he shared a video recently. And let's go ahead and share it with you all. Actually, we did in a short, made a little short video on YouTube and gave me permission to share it. Appreciate that. And let's peep it out here. We'll maybe loop it. So at first, you'll see he's not quite zoomed in, but at a certain point, he zooms in. When he zooms in, what I notice is the object seems to turn into like a bar. And then, yeah, it's weird. And so I don't think it's like any, what would you say, parallax or any artifact from like the camera or him moving. But let's have a look. There's no audio on this. And he did complain about the light pollution. You can see quite a bit of light there, but here we go. He's adjusting. It looks like getting ready for the zoom. There it is. And it seems to be doing like somersaults. And you can see he does like jerk around a bit with the phone there. And there it is. Yeah, pretty trippy. Let me know what you think. Have you? I think I seen Firewater shared that she had a similar sighting of something like that, and I believe it was out of Oregon. You can check out the comments on the shorts video there. Yeah, if you've had a sighting like that, let us know. What do you call those? With like the hot tamale candy or something flipping around there. Yeah, you're gonna hear feedback about that one. The hot tamale. We're usually talking about tacos here. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of tamal. They're all right. I gotta have some real custom special ones. And we do have a special place around the shop that sells them. It's famous, especially around Christmas. Man, we did a little video. I think we did a live stream showing the line. I think it was last year. But yeah, you know, the news shows up and everything. I usually don't eat uh, tamales. Tamales. What else we got on the Bigfoot front? Yeah, so that almanac, we had pulled up this site with some reports out of LA. We're gonna have to be diving into also, since we're not reading reports tonight. But I do want to pull this up. Check this out. They got several reports here out of the LA area. And we will make it a thing to get into them since we're in Los Angeles. Find it fascinating. Yeah, I would think they would probably stand on some of these ridges, check out the city lights. They must think about how crazy those humans are. So yeah, keep an eye out for the LA Almanac, especially if you're in the area. Also, Bigfoot Society had recently, I think I shared that one also in the posts. Had a caller call in from Southern California, and really touched on a lot of areas that are known and areas we've touched on recently. I was talking about Running Springs the other day, how they had their first Bigfoot festival. Yeah, Southern California finally had their first Bigfoot festival in Running Springs, California. We pulled up the map. It's pretty much between Lake Arrowhead, Big Bear, And yeah, this guy was talking about all those areas there and other areas. Joshua Tree came up. What else? Yeah, the Borrego Sandman. What else? The Yucca Man. So yeah, 29 Palms. And they say at 29 Palms, the base, there's a base there. They say there's a rifle still in like a, I don't know if it's in the hallways or where they keep it, but it's a bent rifle, supposedly that a Bigfoot, the Yucca Man, had bent from a soldier. It was a soldier's rifle, and this Bigfoot creature had supposedly bent the rifle, and they keep it there at the base. So that'd be. How do we get to check that out? Is that for real? Do you believe it? Has anyone seen it? Yeah, let us know. We want to know these things, folks. There's a lot of secrets out there. And going back, rewinding, we're talking about Patterson footage and all that earlier, and how it's, I guess, splices made into what we see now. So there's missing footage. There's the original that's missing, and Jonathan. So when I say Jonathan, there's actually a couple Jonathans now. Jonathan Brown from Salish Sasquatch, and there's Jonathan Easley from Western Bigfoot Exploration. So when I say Easley, you know who I'm talking about. So Easley was mentioning on that chat over on the online conference of the Patterson film that Tate was holding, and we're just chatting about earlier. So if you're all of a sudden tuning in and have no idea, rewind a bit, and you'll hopefully figure out what we're talking about here, and hopefully you'll tap in to some of the stuff I'm mentioning tonight, because it's really some squatchy business. It's some real Bigfoot stuff, and if you watch those videos I'm recommending, you'll see where I'm coming from, and I really yeah, that's where I'm vibrating at. Especially that Oregon one, it was amazing just to have the native people from there, express how they feel about it, and I was totally on board. And then that information that MK had to share on that video, if that's for real, wow. Um, so Jonathan was also mentioning about the original footage. He had some very interesting information about that I had never heard. And also going back to Todd Gatewood, I'm glad I'm remembering all this now. Some of the stuff I'm remembering, I actually even have notes that I'm not looking at. That's how we do it here. Uh, yeah. So Todd was mentioning about supposedly Roger Patterson having some sort of Bigfoot suit at the time, and that they supposedly cut some sort of video, and it was supposed to be, I don't know if it was like a trailer to something, and he mentioned some other information. So I don't know if some more of that will be coming out, or some of that is out maybe on some other platform, or I haven't seen anything from his channel. I do subscribe to his channel, I believe. And yeah, I haven't seen anything pertaining to that, other than that. He mentioned that, and I was like, whoa, I think Tate was a little shocked by that one too. And I don't know, they mentioned also possibly that Bill Munns, I think, might have mentioned something along those lines. I don't know. It's not confirmed, but it came across my ears, and I'd like to know more about that too. There's always more twists to this whole Patterson Gimlin footage. And yeah, I keep my mind open to any of the possibilities. Could there have been a massacre? Yeah, there could have been. And I'd like to see more information on that. Do I believe it at the moment? No, I don't. But yeah, it's interesting, and I have my reasons why I could believe it could be possible, and I've talked about it briefly. made a short little mention before. But yeah, it's definitely possible. And hopefully it's not. But hey, uh, maybe time will tell. So yeah, Jonathan had mentioned about the original footage and that a big, how would you say it? A network, I guess you could say like a TV network had something to do with it. And I'll just leave that at that. But it had me like, whoa. So it's out there somewhere. And the good thing is that Jonathan has confirmed twice that he will be a guest on here. So we will, I'm telling you, we're going to have guests on here. I'm just confirming with everyone, and we got to set it up. It'd be fun to be, maybe have it at a decent time where everyone could come hang out and chat, chop it up, hot box the chat and all that. Bring the munchies, bring the pets. You know, you know how we do. You know how we do it. Uh, yeah, we will definitely be doing that. So Jonathan, expect Jonathan easily, and several others. Ron Reed's gonna be. We're gonna call him to the office here. Let's see.
Ron Reed to the office.
Oh yeah, yeah. We gotta have him come up and have that whole thing he did on Tate's channel. I was blown away by that. And you know what? It doesn't surprise me because I know Ron's got a bag of tricks. Y'all watch out. Keep an eye out for him. Remember that name. And he goes by Trailing Giants on YouTube. And you might not find much on the channel, but let me tell you, I know he's got a backstock of content. And come on, Ron. You can start sharing with us. Actually, you did drop a few videos. So peep those out. And Trailing Giants, yeah. Yeah, Ron's always a good one to be out in the field with. Feel totally comfortable with him out there. Been out in the field with him several times. And so, yeah, glad to call him a friend. And let's see here. Anything else? What's this one? All right. We'll have a quick look here, make sure I don't miss anything. Because I usually do. Oh, yeah, check this out. So, some of you may know my grandpa was part of this band called El Chicano. And this is the cover of The Best of El Chicano, the Millennium Collection. And I love this album cover. They all look so fly there. And I'm sure you could figure out which one my grandpa is due to the microphone fro. But mom recently sent me this, and this is, you know, great album. Look it up. You look it up on YouTube. Any of their music, most of their music, you should be able to find there, and on different platforms. I'm sure Spotify and all that stuff. But one of I believe one of the members ran this through. I guess what do you call it? Meta AI is it? I'm not sure, but I got the volume down so we don't get a copyright strike for the music. But they flipped it and had some AI action go on. So we're gonna peep this out here, and this was super cool to see. And Grandpa passed several years back, and that was heavy for our family because he was our star. But yeah, it's a trip to see him move like this. Here we go. Pretty trippy. I was like, wow. It's just pretty amazing what AI is doing these days. All right. Glad I was able to share that. Da-da-da-da. Let's have a view. Let's get a little eye candy before we head on out here. Let's see where we at. 125. Yeah, let's pull up let's get a little. Should we head up to Mount Shasta? I've been doing Yosemite lately. Maybe we'll bounce between the two. I got several other places. We can go to Lake Tahoe. We can hit the redwoods. Should we do it all? Let's start with. Oh yeah, we didn't mention Cliff Spot. I was going to share that too, really quick. Pretty cool, y'all. North American Bigfoot Center. Peepitout.com. Peep it out if you're in the area. Yeah, I was supposed to make it up there this year. Didn't happen. Hope to next year. We'll give that a shot. And yeah, let's check out weather conditions up at Mount Shasta. Let's go live here. Boom. Oh, can't see much. And it's probably, I wonder, yeah, it's probably that storm coming through there. I was mentioning earlier we canceled the Bigfooting expedition. Oh, yeah, we get a little pan there. All right. It's looking pretty foggy up there. Yeah, I wonder if the storm's going to hit out that way. Because, you know, Mount Shasta actually is not far from Bluff Creek. Not too far as the bat squatch flies, like I say. All right, let's get up out of here. Let's see if we can get a clear view. Let's see what Yosemite's looking like. Can we get out of here? Let's see. That'd be gnarly if something just ran by there in the light. We'll do this. Boom. Stop that. And that's all right. All right, let's head on over to Yosemite right quick. Hi, Sierra Cam. Yeah, why not? Yeah, what the heck is that? Look at that. What is that? Looks like a pretty clear and visible night there. It's a nice view. But I'm not sure what that little thing was. Was that like a little bug buzzing around close to the lens there? Looked a little odd. Look at that. Yeah, we're gonna keep this running here. It always gets interesting. Let me tell you this. High Sierra Cam. And it is Yosemite. Is it wind? Like, I don't see any like snow there really. Look at that. What is that? Let us know in the comments. Let's see if I move that. It's pretty weird. I think. Let's see, could we get some let's get some audio here. Da 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 da. All right. Thank you, Yosemite. Keeping it weird. All right. We're up at Lake Tahoe now. Wind is a blowing. Seems like, what the heck is. Look at that. Yeah, we got snow up there, it looks like. That high winds causing that? What are those things? They're going hella fast, whatever they are. They're going to say it's dust. They're bugs. Whoa. Yeah, maybe it is just wind blowing hella hard. Boom. Let us know what this is. Yeah, it looks like it shifted directions. It's blowing that way now. It's probably wind. I thought we'd maybe be able to see the trees shaking in the background. Bye bye, Tahoe. We'll be back. One more visit. That's and earlier I mentioned Bigfoot encounters. That's it there. It's pretty cool because they have a what is it? California section here. California Bigfoot sightings list. Some more California reports to get into, folks. We will do that. All right, let's leave here with the redwoods. And this is highlights from earlier in the day. I mentioned a storm coming into the area. Some ASMR. Yeah, look at that. Cloudy. Keep an eye out for a squatch there. Ooh, yeah, here we go. A little zoom action. This out for a second here before we hit our outro. And I thank everyone for hanging out. Appreciate again the support. And we will be doing something fun. I mean, there's a whole lot going on at the Catalyst now, which is the venue next to Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop. There's going to be a show tomorrow. We've been having shows lately. And it's been busy with that. A lot of construction going on inside of there. A little, just hooking the place up. Had some murals done inside. Yeah, really excited. A lot of different projects going on. We got the video hopefully coming out. I want to aim for this weekend coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend. We'll see how much we get done. But yeah, I'm glad we did this tonight. Did really want to share that
that report from where I had my sighting. I thought that was super cool, super fascinating. We'll probably be touching on all that again. You know, everything is a cycle. The world is a cycle. Some nice pan there, camera. And let's get up out of here. Let's see. Stop this one. Bam. Here we go. Hopefully this was a decent recording. Not too bad. I don't think I pressed mute or anything like that. I didn't mute myself this time. But yeah, I hear they made some changes. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that little bell. I hear they changed the little bell thing. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to take a look at that. Boom. Let's see, anything else while we're here? Yeah, I did have some videos I was going to share also. You know, we've been touching, and I'll feature this. This is going to be featured in, this is from last year. And we're talking about those special areas earlier in this chat tonight. And this is out of the special areas there. You can see the subject possibly moving there. There's actually a couple things going on. Again, something we've featured before, talking about cycles. But yeah, this was a pretty good one, I thought. Let me know if you see it. And again, we'll be getting all back into all this stuff again, because I feel it's good stuff and not everyone gets to see it. We do have new subscribers now. And hopefully they'll be catching up with some of the stuff we're getting into. Much love to everyone out there. Let's hit this outro. Where you at? Here, let's see if we could do it. Boom. Put me like that. And again, feel free to laugh if nothing's happening and if I'm not making sense, but I'm hoping these layout windows are doing what they're said to do. And I'll keep working on it. Where you at, outro? Here we go. There's one there. And there's one there. Let's see, which one do we do? Let's do this one here.